Louisiana Beer Reviews, Blue Moon Belgian White, canned version. A while ago, my daughter and I did a review of Blue Moon, but we did a big 22-ounce bottle. So I wanted to see if it was different in the canned version. They've been making it in the cans for the last, I don't know, a few years, not long, if it's even been a few years. It's 5.4% alcohol. It's a Belgian style wheat ale brewed with coriander and orange peel. It's they have a 9 IBU rating, by the way. They use pale barley malt, white wheat, and oats. And imported and domestic hops, but they don't say what kind of hops on the website. It gets an okay score on Beer Advocate. The bros say it's very good, though. Gets a 43 out of 100 on Rate Beer and a 48 out of 100 for the style, so not too great there. And a very fine score on the Beer and Me, which would translate, very fine would translate to like a B or B+. I gave it a C when we reviewed it, and my daughter gave it an A. She really liked it. She wasn't too enthused about doing a review from the can. She doesn't think canned beers are good, and she only likes to have beer from bottles. But I mean, she's not around today. She might have gone along with it, but she didn't sound too enthusiastic. Okay, this is good till October 14, 2013, so it's got a date on the can. And it's a kosher beer. Blue Moon was invented in 1995 at Coors Stadium, home of the Colorado Rockies in Denver, Colorado. Didn't see any smoke. I remember I started seeing this beer about 3 or 4 years ago at the New Orleans Superdome at Saints games. I mean, I saw so many people drinking it. I was like, what is that cloudy beer? And then I said, oh, they're drinking Blue Moon. And it's very popular. It's a very popular beer. Look at that thick, super thick white head like you get with a wheat beer. And the appearance, it's hot right now. It's about 95 degrees. The appearance is cloudy. And I say orange golden. The CEO of, I can't remember his name, the CEO of Molson-Coors came fighting back this week with a swing in both fists. He said, this is a craft beer by any standard of brewing. And he was saying, we're a craft beer regardless of some arbitrary barrel per year limit. And he said he didn't appreciate them saying that they were a stealth or like a sneaky beer, a crafty beer. They weren't a real craft beer. He said just because we're mass produced doesn't mean we don't brew according to high standards. And they were really PO'd at Molson-Coors about I think it's called the Craft Brewers Association. They had their blacklist of beers that they say were phony craft beers that were masquerading as craft beers, and I guess Coors said they were going to come at them because they withdrew their blacklist. There's no more blacklists on that site, so I don't know. That is a spongy head. Anyway, let's check it out. That is pungent. And you're really picking up the white bread, which is the white wheat. I don't know about the oats, but maybe, and certainly the barley malt. It just comes together in a very pungent, full aroma. You cannot say this beer does not have an aroma. It is a full aroma, and you don't get too much grain husk. You're just getting all those malts and those brewed grains. You do maybe pick up coriander, but you get some citrus in the smell, but it's just a full, sweet smell for sure. Let's go with the flavor. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Bready to the hilt. It's bready, it's sweet. You can certainly pick up the coriander now, the orange peel. So let me say this correctly. It's like you're going down the line. You're getting breadiness, and from those 3 grains, you're getting the sweetness, the orange peel, and then the coriander is there, and the bitterness is minimal, if at all. So it's just like they come along. It's like, here's the sweet bread and the barley, the sweet bread and the barley and the oats, and then here we are with the orange peel, and we're following up with the coriander spice. Don't get really any banana, but there could be a shade of banana from the yeast. Usually at a bar on tap, they'll put an orange peel, an orange wedge on there, a slice, a half orange slice, and they'll put it in there, and that's supposed to help, and it probably does add to the flavor. Obviously it would. It's going to have flavor in it. I didn't do that. I wanted to get this unadulterated out of the can. It didn't really cloud up anymore by swishing the bottom of the can. The mouthfeel is medium, and it's got that ale softness, and it's sort of fluffy in the mouthfeel. I'm not describing it correctly. And the finish is dry. It's dry, it's sweet, it's very drinkable. I mean, the drinkability is very high. Well, pretty much any beer I drink, except for the really sub-budget bottom dwellers like Beer 30, stuff like that, because the more you drink of those, the more you'll hate them. But most beers I drink, the more I drink them, they'll grow on me, and I'll like them more. So I'm glad I revisited this, because I was saying at first a C, it was just fair. I didn't like it too much, and I still don't like the flavored beers. Let's get that straight. This is not a beer I would normally buy to drink. Okay, I just prefer regular beers without the spices and the fruit. But grading it according to what it is, a spiced ale, wheat-oriented ale, Belgian style. I think they do a very good job with it, and I think the CEO of Molson-Coors is correct. They are not just throwing this together, okay? They're using a lot of good ingredients, and they're being very particular in how they brew it, okay? So you may resent the fact that it's a large company and that they they want to compete. I don't know why they wouldn't compete. You might resent that they're successful, and you might be jealous, whatever. And maybe you don't like it that they're not going to just roll over and let people take business from it. I don't know. They didn't invent the beer per se to compete with craft beers, although they might have. But like the guy was saying, I mean, they probably did, but they claim the guy invented it fooling around at the brewery at the stadium. I don't know. Who knows with these kind of stories? But like the man was saying, they started this in 1995 before most of the craft breweries were even around today. But it doesn't really mean they didn't start it to compete with the ones that were in existence in 95, however. But anyhow, whatever the case, like all the Coors beers that I've tried and the Molson beers, they're well done. They're very good. They take their time with it. And I don't work for Molson-Coors, nor does any of my family. Anyhow, there's a lot of bubbles here. I'm going to give it a B+. I think it is very good. It's growing on me. Not enough to where I would actually ever buy it, because that's not my style. But it's growing on me to be fair with it. So, laissez le bon temps rouler. This is an enjoyable beer. I can understand why people drink it. It's just, if I was going to drink a Coors product, it would be Coors or Coors Extra Gold, but that's my preference. And I'm going to say also, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana and enjoy the sweltering heat.